Hey everybody, and welcome to another Joker's Wild Side. I am Lobo,
I'm Jax.
and today we got a very busy one. But first, we want to say some unfortunate news that happened this week. Andre Browder, uh, also known from a few shows, yep, from
No.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Captain Holt, unfortunately passed away um, this week. No news on what exactly, but um, it's just sad to hear. He was one of my favorite parts from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh yeah,
And
Captain was always the great,
yeah,
one of the best ones.
yeah. I mean Peralta, but is always he's the clown he's supposed to be.
Yeah,
So
he's supposed to be the main funny, but
yeah,
when you got the police chief and
yeah,
he's sitting there dishing it out, oh man, you can't beat it.
yeah. It sucks. Uh, thoughts and prayers to his family and all the friends that knew him. Uh, yeah, when I heard it, it hit hard, man,
Yeah,
because he's just such a good actor. But um, yeah, like I said, T's and P's to his family and all that. Um, but let's get right into the games here from last week. We got a lot to get through. So let's start with Monday's game. We had a doubleheader. We were both wrong on these games, dude.
terribly wrong,
Terribly wrong.
but they both ended in the same way. Points at the last second. They just put them
Mm-hmm.
over the top,
Mm-hmm.
and there wasn't enough time to recover.
Yeah. New York Giants beat the Packers 24 to 22, and Titans beat the Dolphins 28-27. We both had the losers here. I think we both
Yeah,
chose the teams that lost. Um, they looked like good games. They were close game through the whole thing. So I mean, can't say anything bad about them. I mean, besides we didn't see this shit coming.
we thought it was going to be a cakewalk or at least closer. I mean, it was really, really close,
Yes,
but
yes,
reverse roles.
100%. But you can't win them all. So me being a Raiders fan that we'll get here into in a bit, know this way too much. We can't win them all. Uh, but moving on swiftly to the Raiders I just mentioned. They're back, baby. uh, after last week's disappointing loss, very disappointing loss, uh, we're losing 3-0, which is horrendous.
Mm-hmm.
It was the second lowest score you could possibly have.
There is a potential to get 1 point.
Less. Yeah.
No, 1 point total.
No.
There is one way to get just one
Which
point.
one?
I don't 100% remember, but I was just reading about it 2 days ago.
As far as I remember, you can't.
And it's never been done.
No. Safety is the only way you can get 2 points.
I think it's something along the lines of like a reverse safety or something to that extent. Of either way.
Either way. But yeah, it was a terrible. Last night, holy hell, did the Raiders put an ass whooping, laid the smackdown on the Chargers, dude.
Enough for the Chargers to fire their
Yes.
head coach.
Yes. This morning they announced after that ass whooping, they fired head coach Brandon Staley and general manager as well. He's gone to Tom Telesco. Uh, how bad of an ass whooping does it have to be to fire two of your top guys?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, it's terrible. And I mean, I'm not going to say that the Chargers were doing horrible.
they weren't, but they were for what they were considered to be this year.
Yeah,
They were doing bad.
yeah, and I mean, not necessarily that it sucks. Decisions have to be made when decisions need to be made.
Especially after something like that.
Oh yeah, and yeah, as you were telling me, it wasn't just the fact that they lost; it's they could have recovered, and they didn't.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, you guys saw Monday how I was done with the Raiders. You saw me throw the hat, and that's why I put it back on here today. But I did not watch this game till about halftime, because around that time a notification came up like, "Oh, the Raiders are playing." Oh shit, they're up 42 nothing at half.
And then I got text message,
After
and then a text message, and then a text message, and I
Yeah.
was like, I'm not even watching this.
Hmm.
And
It was crazy, dude. Um, let's talk about the game a little bit, because the game, first of all, Chargers could not hold on to the ball, fumble after fumble, interceptions. Uh, in the second half, there was a great interception that happened where they were throwing up to the flat, and the corner read it perfectly, where he just ran in front of it, caught it, but behind it with one hand, and
Yeah,
ran
just
it.
jump, grab, go.
Yeah, and ran it straight in. What a beautiful, beautiful
Making
interception.
things fall. That's okay.
One of your balls fell.
Yeah, I thought I landed next. Oh no, it went by the power cord.
But it was so great. And then one of their defensive linemen picks up a fumble and runs it back down, who is not known for that. So they had game breaking plays on defense, on the offense. They had great trick plays. This is what we were expecting in the beginning of the year as Raiders fans.
Oh yeah.
So this is very reassuring to us that there's a chance. Obviously, we need a lot of help. We need to do our part and win out. We do have the Chiefs, the Broncos, and who was the other team we had to play? I can't remember at the moment. Let me bring it up. Let's see if I can bring it up. But yeah, it's not the easiest road, but it's a very big possibility for us, as we got the Chiefs, the Colts, and the Broncos here. The last 3 weeks of the season.
I can see them maybe taking on the Chiefs, and winning it.
I don't, but the Chiefs look weak right now. They have a few big losses, so we'll talk about more about them here in a bit. Um, the Colts, they're in the middle, and the Broncos are just hot right now. Can they continue? We will see. Um, Other news that happened happening in the NFL. Miami's wide receiver Tyreek Hill missed his third practice straight. It's questionable for this week's game against, who are they playing? They're playing the Jets here on Sunday. So it's their best weapon. Can they pull it off against the Jets? We will see, but I highly doubt it. Without him, he is the centerpiece of that offense. Texans quarterback CJ Stroud, probably one of the best rookie seasons we've ever seen. Doubtful because he's still in the concussion protocol. He had a pretty bad concussion during the week, last week in the game. So he is still doubtful for it. Titans also cut their defensive tackle, Teair Tart. The reason for it is it's for his lack of effort, is what they were saying.
Okay. I mean,
can you blame him? This is a league of production.
Oh yeah, and the Titans have been on the bottom of that production.
Exactly. And this goes for any business really. If you're not producing, you're gonna get the hell out of there. You're gonna get kicked out. And this is how it goes. Unfortunately, it's business. Nothing against that person, or if they're against you, whatever. You weren't producing. We gotta move on. This is not for you. Jags, this is a big one. They're without half of their starting secondary versus Ravens. That is, I think, 3 or 4 players in their secondary, which is their corners, their safeties. That's a lot to be going against the Ravens like that.
Oh yeah.
This is definitely gonna sway for me my pick on that game, as Ravens are no slouch, man. They're hot.
No, Ravens have been smacking it out.
Yeah, they're on top of the leaderboards here all year. So, with this happening, it just doesn't look great for the Jags. Let's just jump into the previews of this week. Compare teams, and we'll make our picks as we go.
All right.
Like we do every Friday. First, let's start off with our Saturday. This is the first week with Saturday games. We got 3 of them. Just gonna start off with Vikings and Bengals, man. What do you think here?
Are the Bengals still missing out on players?
Yeah, they're still missing out on their quarterback, Joe Burrow. But okay, it doesn't seem like they've.
No, they haven't necessarily needed him though.
The backup has been playing great. So.
And then the Vikings have been playing mid all year. And not anything that's really come to the attention of like, oh, they blew these people out of the water or what have you. Vikings very minimum.
Hmm.
I don't think they even ever got wrote down for contenders of top 6.
No, no, but they do have the same record. Surprisingly, 7-6. What do you got here, man?
I got the Bengals on this one.
As do I. Even without their quarterback, they've been showing that they could pull games out of their ass, get victories when they need to. So let's go Bengals on this one. Next, we got the Steelers and Colts.
Colts.
Oh, you got the Colts straight up. I
Mhm.
think so too. The Steelers just lost their quarterback, out for the season, and the Steelers' morale doesn't seem to be great. Another game with both of them the same record, 7-6. But yeah,
Steelers have just been,
very mid to very disappointing.
they've been missing a lot of stuff all
Yeah,
year.
especially offensively.
Oh, yeah.
They have not been able to move the ball constantly.
And
down
now
the
their
field.
biggest offensive weapon is now gone. Even if you could call it a weapon. Be like a knife. A very small knife.
Yeah. So I got the Colts too. Nothing surprising there. And then to top off our Saturday games, we got the Broncos, flaming hot Broncos
Mhm.
versus the lukewarm Lions. That sounded really bad, but it's just the Lions have been in a down trajectory for the last few weeks. They do have a few wins here and there the last few weeks as well, but games they should be winning, they're losing.
Yeah.
And the Broncos are the opposite. They're hot. They get wins somehow. What do you got here? What do you see?
I think the Broncos have been playing too hot for them to get knocked down by the Lions.
Okay.
I haven't paid a lot of attention to the Lion games,
Yeah.
but they've been doing pretty good. I just don't think, with especially their current track record, that they can even go against Broncos right now.
Wow. Wow. This would have not been the choice in the beginning of the season, right?
No, it
So-
would have, if it was 4 weeks ago, I would have said Lions have this hands down.
Mhm.
But Broncos, they've unlocked something. They're going for it.
Okay. So I am not going with the Broncos. I'm going with the Lions for the reason that I need the Broncos to lose, as we're in the same division, and the Raiders are trying to get into the playoffs. They're still in it. There's obviously a lot of things need to happen, but one of those is we need the Broncos to lose. So I'm going for the Broncos. Yeah.
You know, you said you need the Broncos to
Sorry,
lose.
I'm going for the Lions. You're right. Thank you. A little catching the words here. Um,
Does your hatred run for the Broncos that deep that you'll proclaim them the winner and the loser at the same time?
no.
Out of frustration.
Yeah, probably. Out of frustration, yeah, but I don't hate them that much as I hate the Patriots. Yes.
Everybody hates the Patriots. I was talking to my mom about it, and she was like, I even hate the Patriots. And I was like, okay, Mom.
Except
Okay.
Patriots fans. Bunch of assholes. Anyways, next game is Jets and Dolphins. This is interesting for the reason that I mentioned about Tyreek Hill being questionable for this week's game. The Jets pulled out a big win this last week. Big win. And Dolphins without the weapon. The Jets have too good of a defense to.
Yeah, Jets are rocking their defense so
Yeah.
freaking hard. Without Tyreek Hill,
Yes.
Dolphins are going to struggle a lot more.
I think so as well. I think the Jets pull off a close one here, man.
I would agree with you on that.
Yeah. All right. I didn't think you were gonna go this way. Next we got the Titans and Texans. This is a game of a team that just lost their quarterback or may not have their quarterback
Mm-hmm.
versus a team that's struggling, man. That terrible.
I mean, the Texans haven't been much without the quarterback. They got steamrolled when he was gone.
Yeah.
And
And
the
the-
Titans still throw a good game, at least, kind of, sort of, a little bit.
I don't know. This one's difficult, man. I'm going to the Titans just because I don't trust the other quarterback for the Texans.
Hmm.
I don't know if you feel differently.
If CJ Stroud comes back, I have the Texans.
Yes.
Titans, other than that.
Yeah, agreed. Good call on that one. Agreed. If CJ plays, Texans. If not, give me the damn Titans, which is not a good positive feel. Next one, Buccaneers and Packers.
That just sounds like a terrible lineup.
it's. I mean, they both have the same record too. They're 6-7. They're mid. The Packers were looking hot a few weeks ago. They had unfortunately stumbled this week against the Giants. Uh, it's in Green Bay. How's the weather looking? Let me take a look.
Oh yeah. If we got some winter storm weather,
Yeah, exactly.
Tampa Bay gonna struggle.
That's when I pulled that off real quick to see what we got. Uh, it's gonna be sunny.
Sunny,
Maybe
huh?
partly cloudy. It's gonna be at the 34s.
And that's Sunday, so just a handful of days away.
Yeah, I have the Buccaneers on this one. I don't. I think the Packers have been brought down back to reality. So.
That or after losing to the Giants so close.
Mhm.
I think I'm going to go with the Packers.
Oh, okay.
That they're going to have a little fire. They got beat by New York Giants.
Yeah, I mean, holy smoke! It's just. It's either gonna destroy their morale or they're gonna come back and fight.
If Packers lose to the Bucks
Mm-hmm.
on Sunday, I think the Packers season's definitely over.
Okay. Okay. Um. Yeah. I agree. I don't have any other retort to that. Next we got the New York Giants, who we just talked about, versus New Orleans Saints. Oh man.
Hmm.
It looks like Darren Jones might start. I hope not. I mean Daniel Jones. I hope not. The other kid has been doing a much better job with that. Uh, Giants are also missing their tight end Waller. He's in IR. The Saints are missing a lot of weapons. I'm going Giants here. Just I believe in this kid. If they play him, I think the Giants will pull this one off too.
All right. Um. Yeah, I think I got the Giants on this one as well.
Cool. Next we got the lonely uh, Falcons versus the pathetic Panthers. Sorry, the floundering Falcons.
I can't trust the Panthers to even like recommend their name for winning.
Yeah, I mean they're 1-12, man. What can you say? They were the first eliminated this season.
So who does the Panthers have left to even play?
Oh, bench warmers.
Bench form? Oh no, I mean in the teams.
uh, Let me check who they have. I think their quarterback went down last week. Bryce Young.
Yeah, we were talking, and I said, "Oh no, the
No,
Panthers got even more shoved down."
no, he's actually fine, but I don't know, man. I don't see the Panthers winning here. I'm taking the Falcons. It just doesn't make any sense.
Um,
Okay, yeah, I can't take the Panthers.
yeah, so it's gonna go Falcons, Packers, Jags, and Bucks are their next three games.
The Panthers ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I don't think.
Um.
I don't think they're gonna win a game again anymore. So I will have the Falcons here, heads down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got the Falcons on this.
Yeah. Next, we got the Bears and the Browns. This is interesting because the Bears pull off some big wins last few weeks. What the Browns defense has been pulling off, and with Joe Flacco, uh, slinging it like he was 5, 6 years ago. This is gonna be a good game. I have the Browns here. Unfortunately, I think their defense is too good.
Yeah. Sorry, Big Daddy Dylan.
Not really.
Not really. Your team sucks.
Yeah. I mean, we can't say much better about some of our teams. Next, we got the Chiefs with the crappy ass Patriots. Pathetic Patriots.
It's gonna be a stomp out on the Chiefs side.
The Patriots gonna stomp out the Chiefs?
No,
The other way
no.
around.
Chiefs are gonna be the stomping.
This is interesting because the Patriots come out of a weird win of last week. Chiefs have been like, seems like they're hitting their downhill. I mean, I'm going with the Chiefs. But
Just trying to figure it all out.
no, the thing is, I'm kind of seeing like they're going down and down and down. So I don't know if they'll be able to.
But enough for the Patriots to kill them?
That's what I'm saying.
If
Yeah,
the Patriots kill them, that's a feels bad.
that's perfect for me. They're in our division. Fucking make them lose. Yeah, I have the Chiefs. I don't think the Patriots have a chance. And I'm guessing you do too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next is the 49ers. The red hot 49ers again.
The winners of their next fight, the 49ers.
I think so too. They got the Cardinals, who have not shown much life this year. I mean, this is a very toss-up, like 49ers.
Yeah.
It's very easy.
I've
a
seen more life in birds I've seen out on the swamp than I have the Cardinals.
That you've already shot?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
I would say Cardinals I've shot, but I haven't shot a Cardinal. And I'm pretty sure that's illegal.
I think so too. Regardless, we both have the 49ers. I don't think they're going to fall to the Cardinals. But again, this is the NFL. Anything could happen. Next, we got the Commanders versus the LA Rams. Kind of an game, but give me the Rams.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be a good game. This one coming up could be one of the potential game of the weeks. Cowboys versus the Bills.
I could see this being a potential.
Mm-hmm. This is interesting. You being an honorary Bills fan, let's hear from you. What you think?
I mean, the Bills have been doing all right this season. They've been doing good, but they're not in the top of their division.
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys have been hot as hell. And I've been really liking the Cowboys this year. Granted, maybe because they've been winning a lot, so I'm liking them more.
It does help when you win.
Yeah, it does it when you win. I don't try and bandwagon stuff. That's why I don't even have like any official teams even. I mean, the quarterback for the Bills just hasn't been there.
Yep.
He hasn't been able to make his throws. He keeps... I'm pretty sure they've taken him off playing mid-game.
I don't remember that, but possibly.
1 or 2 times I remember. And yeah, the Cowboys have just been playing really hot. I don't necessarily know how the Cowboys have been winning because I haven't been watching a whole lot of shit.
But they've been winning.
They
beat the snot out of the Eagles last week, so.
Yeah, and that's kind of what makes me think also is if they're able to smack out the Eagles, Bills don't have a chance.
I mean, they're in a game. There's always a fighting chance.
But in comparisons, yes. My heart wants to say I'm going with Bills on this.
What is your brain saying?
I don't know. My heart's speaking really loud.
So you're going with the Bills?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Bills on this. This is a trust of instinct, not a trust of logic.
I got the Cowboys here. The Bills have been too inconsistent for me to continue betting on them, choosing them. Cowboys just been hot all year. Their quarterback Dak Prescott, since their loss to the 49ers, since their loss to them, has thrown 0 picks.
Oh dang!
So I'm going with the Cowboys for that reason alone. I don't think the Bills have enough to beat them. The last game on Sunday, that could also be a game of the week, if not for the news that I mentioned about their defense. Jaguars, who was missing half of their secondary, versus the Ravens, who are really hot this year. They're 10-3, tied for the best record in the league. I think with what we heard about half of their secondary being out for the Jags.
Yeah.
Hands down, I gotta go Ravens.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of doubt that Ravens can win this.
Yeah, so, I mean, kind of a no-brainer for this one, especially with all those injuries to the defense. And then for Monday night game, we got the Eagles and the Seattle Seahawks. Can the Eagles bounce back from their 2 losses, big losses, versus mid-tier Seahawks? I think this is where they show their grit. They better come back and win. If not, we could see the Eagles really start falling.
Just a flop.
Yeah.
They are if they lose, they are just the downward spiral.
Yes. So I think this is a must-win for the Eagles, and it's a game that's very easily winnable for them, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's pretty easy for them to take a win on this.
So that's our picks. Let us know in the comments if you agree. What are your picks? And any other news that we might have missed, let us know in the comments. Let's move on to some pro wrestling. We're going to start off with some unfortunate news. I'm skipping a little bit, just so you know. Kenny Omega posted today on his socials. Unfortunately, he's going to be out indefinitely with, what's that disease?
Diverticulitis. It's diverticulitis.
Okay. Yeah. It's the same thing that Brock Lesnar got treated for when he was in UFC as a champion. Unfortunately, he's out indefinitely with that, so he will heals up.
Oh, that's funny. Okay.
So that sucks. I'm a big fan of Kenny Omega. He's a very, very good wrestler. Wish he wasn't out for indefinite, but this is something you need to take care of, and it'll take time.
Oh yeah.
So, we wish him well and wish you a speedy recovery, Kenny.
Yeah. Best lucks of healing.
Yeah, and we can't wait to see you back in the ring.
Oh yeah.
Then, let's go into the Continental Classic tournament. There are some updates on the points. Moxley beat Swerve Strickland. Moxley still undefeated with 12 points. Swerve, like I said, just lost, keeps it at 9. Rush has a big win against Jay Lethal, I believe, this week on Dynamite. Goes up to 6 points. Jay White continues to stay alive in the tournament with 9 points. And Mark and Jay Lethal have not won squat. They're already mathematically eliminated.
Yeah.
And then on the weekend slates, Claudio Castagnoli still with 3 points. Brody King took a loss on Dynamite to Andrade El Idolo. So Brody King, unfortunately, finally finds his first defeat and has 6 points. Daniel Garcia still has none. Eddie Kingston got 3 points with the win over, what did I put? Chad. Is this a Chad?
Yeah.
Oh, Claudio.
Chad.
No, it's Claudio.
It looks like Chad.
Yeah, it's small. But Claudio, Brian Danielson has 6 points. Unfortunately, like he said, he suffered like a fracture in his orbital bone.
Mm-hmm.
He's still gonna wrestle through it, is what I'm hearing. So tough guys here. And then Andrade and Elo picks up 9 points with that win over Brody King. We saw that match. Great match.
Oh yeah, what a beautiful match.
The ending of it was smart. It was very tactician of using the stuff around you for the win. Great match. That's all we gotta say. It'll come up later in our rankings for sure.
Oh yeah.
News for SmackDown tonight. Roman Reigns makes his return.
Let's go, Roman. You're finally fighting again.
I don't think he's in the fight. He might just, run his mouth like they do.
Hey, Roman Reigns, good job showing up.
That sounds like a participation award.
Oh yeah, my generation's great for that.
Yeah.
We're all about participation trophies.
Yeah, I am not. But I think his there's gonna be a little bit of prediction, but I'm just gonna mention it here anyways. Since you know what. I think his momentum is starting to dry up, starting to slow down. So we might see him drop the title sooner than later. It's been,
especially with the promo that he ran. I can see a few things happening.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Write that down. Keep that for Mondays. Well, we'll get to that. And then NXT champ this week, Ilja Dragunov got injured. And I'm saying injured because it looks like it might be storyline wise.
Mm-hmm.
He injured his neck. They had to card him out. If it's a work, which is not real injury, it's a great job by the refs, by everybody involved, because they treated it like it was a real injury. And even fans that were in attendance were saying that it looked legit. They gave no indication that it was a fake injury
Mm-hmm.
or a work injury, as they say.
Yeah.
Uh, so if that's the case, if it's a work and they did a splendid job role playing it and letting it out there for
Mm-hmm.
everybody, you know. Also, a former New Japan Pro wrestler, WWE superstar Kushida signs with TNA. This is pretty big news as his New Japan run was great. His WWE run was lackluster to say the least.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
He
not
was
good.
there.
Yeah, he was just there. Um, so let's see if TNA's run right here could be much better. That will remain to be seen. Uh, Another news that just popped up today, literally maybe half an hour ago, if that. Unfortunately, Liv Morgan has been arrested in Florida with
Yeah.
possession of marijuana. Um, that sucks.
I got a lot of opinions on this.
I do too.
I don't want to try and get into it too much.
It's too political, unfortunately.
It's a terrible thing that happened.
Yeah. Uh,
Period.
the only thing that we'll mention, I'm not gonna get too much into it.
Mm-hmm.
For what it is, and for the way we see the country going, not us, by the laws that they're making. We shouldn't be getting, or people shouldn't be getting arrested for marijuana. Just our opinion. Remember,
Just our opinion.
take it for what it is. Just our stupid opinion. Um, but yeah, it's just ridiculous. And what I was saying, it was not a lot. So okay. Regardless, Morgan already posted bail, so she's out. It was probably a small fine.
Yeah. Small fine of $1 million.
I think it was 3 million. 300,000.
Yeah, no, it shouldn't be.
Mm-hmm. Too much.
In all things considered, it shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah. But who knows how WWE will react to this? They've been known to protect their image better than to protect their stars. So that's business. And then on bigger news, before we get into our top 6 wrestlers, and usually we have pro wrestling worst moments of the week. This week I was not able to find any, and I don't know if
it all looked pretty freaking good, man.
Nothing terrible or egregious that we were like, eh. There was some stuff that were like, okay.
Yeah, but not enough to write home about.
Yeah. So we will not have that part with it. But to finish off the wrestling news before we get to our top 6, New Japan has merged with other Japanese promotions. I know I sent you this.
Mm-hmm.
New Japan Pro Wrestling, All Japan Pro Wrestling Noah, DDT Pro Wrestling, Ganbare, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, Pro Wrestling, Big Japan Pro Wrestling, Dragon Gate Pro, Stardom, and Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. They're forming, what did they call it? This group of marketed by, they have an event on May 6th of next year in Nippon Bondakan. The banner is UJPW. I'm guessing that's United Japanese Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, it said it somewhere in the black bar, I believe.
Let's see.
I think it said it somewhere in there. But United Japan Pro Wrestling seems like a pretty cool thing. That's a lot of companies that are merging.
This is
not merging, but
working together.
Yeah.
This is crazy. Because a lot of these have had bad relationships for a while. A lot of have work relationships, not the best. Like All Japan Pro Wrestling and New Japan Pro Wrestling. During the 90s and early 2000s, they were butting for the top spot of Japan Wrestling. DDT Pro Wrestling is the far edges of pro wrestling extremes, like in goofiness and hardcore.
Yeah. We've seen a few of their things.
Yeah. Pro Wrestling Noah is very hard hitting. So this is a mix of a lot. Dragon Gate is very fast, very agile, very athletic. And then we have Stardom and Tokyo Yoshi, who's mostly portrayed for female wrestlers. And Gambara, I'm not too familiar with that one. But this is a big announcement. It sounds like they're trying to unite and put a force to fight against, to be able to compete with the American promotions like AEW and
Mm-hmm.
WWE.
They're just so massive.
Yeah,
And this gives them that mass.
agreed. This is great news for all wrestling fans. That gives, uh, I think they're gonna still kind of run independently
Mm-hmm.
and just have big shows every so often during the year, which is great. You could get, for instance, if this was happening in United States, it will be WWE, AEW, and TNA. You could have a big name from TNA, Kenny Omega if he was healthy,
Mm-hmm.
and like Roman Reigns. Imagine that match, or Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Imagine that match. So stuff like that where we have dream matches more often. So this is great news. We'll keep you posted on what their plan is, and they're actually trying to merge under one.
What moves they make, everything.
This is great news for me. I'm so happy when I saw that. I immediately sent it to you. Let's move on to our final segment today. Our top 6 wrestlers of the week. There's quite a few that we could choose from. Let's start off with you. What do you think was your 6, 5, and 4 of this week?
6, I had to give an honorable mention, and enough space to Kenny Omega. He's my number 6.
Okay.
Be with you in health, Kenny Omega. Hope everything goes well. Number 5, I got Jay White. He's doing pretty good over in AEW Continental Classic.
Yes, he's doing very good.
And then number 4, I got Drew McIntyre.
Ooh.
I'm liking that he's digging into his heel.
Persona.
The only thing that I'm not excited to see about it is Drew McIntyre can win a lot of fights by himself, and he doesn't need to cheat. And now he's going to start cheating, and I'm a little sad to see it, but we're going to see him rise
I think so too.
so high.
I think so too, especially if he plays this right and they use him the way they should use him.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's gonna go back to the top here very soon.
He's going to be a castle crasher, man.
Agreed. So those are your 6, 5, and 4, right?
Yep.
And number 6, I have a tie. You mentioned him, one of them. I was just gonna give him an honor mention, but this might be the last time for a long time we might be able to put him in the list. Kenny Omega in a tie with Drew McIntyre at 6.
Okay.
I think, as you said, Drew McIntyre is leaning into his dark side, his heel persona. I'm excited to see what comes of it because I know he could play a good heel. At number 5, I got CM Punk. You've all heard what I have to say about Punk, the bad of my opinions, of my thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't have to do nothing with that. This is with the performer, not the person. Distinguished from the two. First thing he does when he comes in, signs with Raw and announces to the Royal Rumble. 2 big moves right off the bat. He is scheduled to have his first match back to WWE here in the next week or so.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta put him up there just because of that. At number 4 is another tie. Jay White, as you mentioned, has been doing very good in the Continental Classic. Just got a big win over who was it? Mark Briscoe, I believe. Oh, I need to sneeze.
Bless you.
No, you took it away. Damn. And then Rhea Ripley, who just defended her title on Monday night.
Let's go, mommy.
It was a decent match. She looked dominant as hell. Like she needed to look more dominant. So I have them both there at 4, tied for 4. And then who are your top 3, man?
My top 3, I got Dragon Lee. And no, that was not meant to rhyme, but it ended up rhyming.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
At 3, you have him?
Yeah, I have him at 3. He smacked out Crybaby Dom.
Yeah, he did.
And that was enough for me to put him in the top 3. Originally, I had him at 4. And then we watched my number 2, Andre Alidi, the Idol.
Yeah, there you go. Great, amazing
He
match.
ended up going to number 2. Watching his match, oh my gosh, he shows strength, ability, and skill.
Cunning. So cunning. But Yeah. And who is your number one?
Number one, I got John Moxley.
Ooh.
He's sitting there, king of the castle right now, and I kind of want to see him fall.
Oh, I didn't see this coming from you. You want to see him fall?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
you got somebody that's untouched right now.
I mean,
All things considered, untouched.
technically, yeah. Uh, there's still one more round of this league before we see how it's gonna play out. Uh, we'll see at the end who has the points, who has this, but I I think the only match left for him is Jay White, and Jay White has the possibility to get 12 points with if he beats him,
Mm-hmm.
and that would catapult him just above John Moxley because he did beat John Moxley.
Okay, so it wouldn't put him into like a rematch or anything like that.
Depends how they want to do this. There's many ways they could do, because I could see John Moxley losing to Jay White. That's 12 points for Jay,
Mm-hmm.
12 points for John, and then Swerve Strickland winning his match and getting 12 points as well, and that's a three-way tie. So it just depends how they want to do this after.
All right, I'm gonna throw you a quick curveball real
Okay.
quick. John Moxley, Jay White tie, and they settle it with Mark Briscoe and Jay Lethal tag team match.
Oh, they choose a partner, winner goes.
Mm-hmm.
Not a terrible idea. There's been similar stuff done before. Uh, not terrible. Although I do want to see if Strickland ends up with 12 points and Jay White wins and it's a three-way tie.
Oh yeah, that's still an option.
I would want to see a triple threat between them. Winner advances. That would also be a viable.
Okay, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, Swerve Strickland was just hiding just right in there.
Yeah. I need to write them bigger. My top three, same wrestlers, different order. And my number three, I have El Ídolo. El Ídolo?
No, the idol.
Andrade. It's all right.
I can't say it all
I
together.
know.
My tongue just doesn't work like that.
It's
It works better in other ways.
Exactly. Andrade, I have at number three. I thought I had him lower, but that match, man, that match was a great match. Unfortunately, though, Brody King did get his first loss through that.
Mm-hmm.
At number two, I have John Moxley, who's still one touch in the Gold League for the Continental Classic tournament. The only reason I didn't put him is for Dragon Lee at my number one. One, he won his first title in WWE. Two, he beat Dom. How can I not put him in number one?
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Yeah. So that's our top six wrestlers of the week. Let us know what you think. If you agree, disagree, whatever it may be. Maybe it's the same wrestlers, just different orders. Just let us know.
Maybe it's somebody from New World Japan.
New Japan Pro Wrestling.
New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Let us know anyone we missed too. That'd be perfect as we could get more eyes on them. Sorry, a little stutter. I got stuck on scratch. CDs, if you know what they are. But yeah, it's just we will finally be upgrading everything here soon. So unfortunately, we'll be taking 2 weeks off here. This will be our last broadcast till next year.
I might throw in some game streaming. Depends on what I'm doing, how much time I have.
Yeah.
Try and keep you guys with some content.
Yeah.
But that's off time.
Yeah. I may stream 1 or 2 times for games, but as part of a podcast, are you planning to drop any reacts or anything?
I think we got 1 or 2 videos that I'll be posting.
Okay. So we'll post those. But as of the podcast, The Corner, this will be our last one till January, what was it? The 1st.
January 1st, New Year's Day.
Yeah. New Year's Day will be our first day back from our 2-week little vacation from this. We will be upgrading everything pretty much. We'll be moving a spot a little bit from where we record. So we're going to be taking this time to fix up where we're going to go, organize, and test the new...
Everything.
So keep posted on that. We will be sharing a few days before when we're gonna go. We're probably gonna try to keep it at the same time frames. But hopefully that will get us a better flow, a better look, and then better content for you guys. That's really what this is about. Um, but other than that, do you have any other news? I know you saw a trailer recently.
Yeah, it was the Kung Fu Panda 4, and
Yeah.
it comes out March 6th, if I remember correctly,
Mhm.
is the release date for the movie. I'm definitely going to be going and seeing this.
Okay. I didn't watch 3, and I don't remember if I watched 2.
I'll
So
definitely have to rewatch those
yeah.
ones, but I'm pretty sure that I saw them. And I was at the funny thing with Panda Kung Fu Panda for me at that time was I liked the first one, and then I was in that middle school, high school era where I
Yeah,
was
you
just
didn't
like,
wanna.
oh no,
I'm too cool for
I'm
this.
too cool for this
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
But looking back at it, and I was just like, man, I was raving about Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
Why couldn't I be okay with Panda Kung Fu Panda?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I will probably take a look at that too. There's Willy Wonka coming out.
I'm gonna be seeing that
Yeah. There's Iron
next Tuesday,
the 22nd. So that'll be
the Tuesday
Friday.
after the Tuesday.
I think that's a Friday.
I
Next.
think I'm seeing it on maybe the 26th. All
Oh.
I remember is I have tickets to go and see that movie.
Okay.
I'm really excited. It was a good source of inspiration for me.
Yeah.
Not necessarily this specific Willy Wonka movie, but the Willy Wonka franchise.
Yeah. Then there's Iron Claw coming out. There's a few other
Ooh.
movies that we want to watch, and announced yesterday, or maybe a few weeks ago, but yesterday during the game, Reacher season 3 on Amazon Prime Video is out. I don't know if you've seen it.
I started watching it. I think I made it to. Oh no, I'm thinking of Shooter.
Okay, no, that's a different one. But it's a very good show. I am excited for this. I'm probably gonna go watch it right after this. Uh, so we're gonna hopefully maybe you'll get into it and we could react. I know you're getting into Vox Machina. We're gonna get reactions to that.
Oh, I finished the first season in one night. It was that good.
I
Depending
told
on
you.
what I have planned for the night, I might just be plowing that out.
Yeah, I told you you're gonna like it.
It was good.
Yeah, so we're gonna do that. There's also the second part of the second season of Invincible that we're gonna be doing. So we got a lot of stuff coming up for you here next year. So keep posted. Remember, we're taking 2 weeks off. And then on the first, January 1st, we'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
Whole new setup, same two jokers, maybe a third. We will see.
We will see.
But again, remember, take everything we say with a grain of salt. We're two jokers, two doofuses. We just want to talk about stuff we love: football, sports, wrestling, nerd stuff like we talked about. Games, we love games.
It's just our opinion.
Yeah, and it's just our opinion. Also, be grateful for what you have. It's a holiday season. This is usually, it's supposed to be joyful. It's not always, unfortunately. So just be grateful. Go hug a friend. Tell your family you love them. Because it could always be worse. So be grateful for the problems you don't have. And other than that, want to wish you all happy holidays.
Happy holidays
and
to
a happy
all.
New Year.
And a happy New Year.
Yes. We might have something planned for that.
Oh, yeah.
But other guy, till 2 weeks from now, I've been Lobo.
I've been Jax.
See ya.